Hi, and welcome back to What's on Her Plate podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Easton. We are here to talk all stories, vulnerability, and victory. And I'm so excited for today's guest. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to my friend, Kaylyn.
Hi, I'm Kaylyn Noonan, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. I've known Jamie for a bit now, and I'm just really excited to sit down and talk to you. I just think it's so easy to talk to you, and I'm really excited to share stories.
I'm going to just give highest praise to you. I did this like the other day last night too. I love what you bring into any environment. I know I'm just like spending the beginning of this like hyping you up, but I think you're someone who walks in so much ease and grace and kindness and joy. And so I know people, when we get to walk through this conversation, they're going to walk out being like obsessed with you just as much as I was obsessed with you. So really excited for you guys to hear her. But I want to start off with a little appetizer. I want to know, are you a breakfast girly? Did you have breakfast this morning?
I don't even know if I'm a breakfast girly, but I am a breakfast food girly. So if breakfast for dinner, I love stuff like that. This morning, I usually like to work out and then just have like a protein shake.
Yeah.
In this season of life, it's just fast on the go, protein shake, something like that. And I don't want to forget to eat. So something that I can just grab and go.
Yeah. Are you buy a protein shake out or make it at home?
Right now, make it at home just so I can cook Mila some dinner or some breakfast.
It's okay. Lincoln literally calls every meal dinner. So It's just so funny when you like said that, because he'll be like, is my dinner ready? And it'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yep, your dinner's ready.
Everything's,
like, here you go.
everything dinner. Is,
and it
crazy.
Can't be, he doesn't like meals. So you can't say like, oh, do you want lunch? And he goes, no, I want a snack. So I'll be like, oh, your snack dinner is ready. Like, here we go.
Snacks always for the toddlers.
Oh, fully.
Yeah.
Okay, fun. I like it. Protein shake, breakfast for dinner. I'm all about it. But I want to know right now, like, what's on your plate? What's going on in life right now?
Right now, I read that before. It's like, what's on my plate? What's not on my plate? I feel like it's crazy right now.
Yeah.
But in the best way. So I have a almost 2-year-old daughter. She turns 2 next week. And right now I'm also in the midst of building a business and being a mom and trying to balance all of the things. So it's actually a really crazy time, but so rewarding. And I love every minute of it, even if it gets really crazy. So
it's a busy life.
Yes.
I want to jump into like motherhood a little bit on just having a toddler in that season. Can you kind of go into what your whole pregnancy journey, even to now her out of the baby phase now into the toddler phase, bring us back to when you and your husband were thinking about starting a family? What was that conversation like? What was your current season of life? Were you both working? Were you living here? Where were you pre-baby?
So pre-baby, we were living here. I'm originally from Minnesota, lived there and grew up there. We decided to move here in 2020. So my husband and I were engaged and we moved here. And I know that everybody says like, did you always know you wanted to be a mom? How did you feel about that? And I know that I envisioned myself to be a mom, but I just didn't know when the timing was right.
Yeah.
So we moved here in 2020, and then I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like you just wake up one day and you're like, I'm ready to have a baby. Like, I need a baby. So that's kind of what happened. We ended up just deciding after we got married that we were ready for a baby. Everybody said it would take...
Wait, I want to know his conversation. Did you like bring it to him of like, hey, like, let's try? Or was he like, okay, let's have a family? Or like, what was it kind of like? Because I think so many people too in that season of like, okay, when you do know how that you want to have a baby, what is that conversation like? What was that between you two of you're like, oh my gosh, I think I want to start a family? And then obviously he's the closest person to you. But what was he like when you're like, yeah, let's have a baby?
It came really easy. I think when we got engaged, obviously you have that conversation. Do you want a child or are you open to that? So we were both open to it. I was more hesitant, I guess, on the timing of it because I've always been like a hustler, go, 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 just building all the businesses, helping all the companies. And it just felt right when I met Matthew that he was the person that I wanted to be my child's dad. So
Beautiful.
I loved that about him. And I knew when I met him and when we ended up having our relationship, getting married, he was the right person to be the father of my child. So I think we just talked about it casually. And then one day, I'll go back to the one day it just changes.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that. And you just trust the timing. And we were like, should we just try to have a baby? I feel like it's right. And everybody says it takes forever to, have it happen. And so then we decided that we were comfortable with it. And then it just happened right away.
Wow.
So,
miracle.
yeah. And it was very overwhelming because I was like, everybody says it happens. It takes a year. It takes forever.
Yeah.
So you question the timing of everything. You just have to trust that the timing is right. And it's meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also too really encouraging for some people to hear. I like joke around with people as well. I'm really great at making babies. It was hard for me to keep them. So like I got pregnant with my ex-husband same. We're like, all right, let's try for a baby, and literally got like pregnant right away, and stuff. My first two, unfortunately, we lost. And that was a huge bigger shakeup of everything through our whole journey and like that process of then looking at pregnancy and fertility and everything. But then when we took like time off before then we tried again. But again, with Lincoln, it happened first month and stuff. Like every time it was just one of those. So I think it's one of those things of like when you look at a pregnancy test for the first time and it's like positive, especially like it's kind of one of those like, what? Like there's a human in me? Like this is wild.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to hear, and also so beautiful and encouraging for women who are in relationships and look at their partner and be like, I love who you are, and I would love for you to be a father to my children, because I think that goes so much more of like, yeah, I'm your wife or, your partner or whatever, but to be like, no, I love and entrust everything about you, that I want your morals and your views and everything to be replicated through a family is just really cool. So I think that's really encouraging for people to hear. Once that kind of happened, I know you're such like an entrepreneur type girl. What was the journey of like kind of your pregnancy and then into postpartum? Just were you still working at the time? What were that season like?
When I found out I was pregnant, I obviously was open to it, but like you said, when you see the test, you're like, what? What is happening?
No, even for the first few weeks, you're like, wait, until you like have a symptom, which mine was sore boobs. Oh. I was like, oh, just this week, because you don't feel anything.
Yeah,
else.
You're almost like, well, what now? Like, what am I supposed to do? You just have to wait. And then you wait for that first appointment, and then you get confirmation, and then you're like, well, what do I do? You just kind of continue your life. So that whole period of time, you're just, I guess, imagining what's going to happen when you're a mom, and there's nothing that can prepare you to be a mom.
Yeah.
So I think that when I saw my pregnancy test, it was positive. I was like, it's go time. Like, we wanted this. I am so scared, but the timing is everything. And this is meant to be. I just have to trust that this is my path and this is the right timing.
Yeah.
So during that time, I have a creative consulting company, and I do graphic design, photography, all of the things.
Which you're brilliant at.
Thank you.
Literally, if you guys go stalk her, you will be like, aesthetic queen.
Oh my.
No, it's true.
I do love making things look pretty, and I find a lot of, I guess, fulfillment in helping a lot of brands.
Yeah.
So I was just working a ton, especially before being pregnant, and just on the go. And I feel like pregnancy came at the right time to just make me slow down. And I didn't slow down until I had my daughter. But I think during pregnancy, I didn't really realize I was pregnant half the time because I was just like going and going,
Busy.
going. Yeah. So when I had my daughter, it was just kind of a culture shock. Like I was just like, what? When they hand you your baby, you're like, what do I do with this? Like nobody taught me what to do next. And
It's so wild.
yeah, and it's crazy. And so I just can't stress, like nobody can prepare you for a baby. No, you can't do anything to make yourself feel ready. You just have to trust that the timing is right, trust that that's your path, and just go with it. Like let it happen. So I think it definitely came at the right time for me. I was so happy to be a mom. When you hold your baby for the first time, everything feels right in the world. And I just really appreciated being able to slow down in my life.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I think it's interesting. I would love to kind of hear like your internal dialogue of kind of what that slow season is like. Because I think, if someone's listening and is in that pregnancy phase, they hear so many things from so many different people in their life. So, their mom may be telling them something, their sister, their aunt, their uncle, what they see online of like, we kind of talked about before this of like, oh, the just wait, or like, I think it's really interesting when you said of like, you can't prepare. So then what do you stand on? Do you stand on the just wait, or do you like look at it in a different view? And I think what I admire about you in the midst of things is like, you're such a great mom. And like she is like your cutest little mini me, and like the aspects that you share I think are so encouraging. But I think I can remember like, and I mean I say this all the time, I was so judgmental to moms unknowingly, not like in a mean way, but like I just didn't know what you don't know and stuff. And that's just like how motherhood is, where I used to like say to friends of like, well, just get a babysitter. They'd be like, oh, I want to go
seriously.
so bad. Like it's the little things like that of like, oh, come to the concert with us.
That's a whole nother thing in itself.
Yeah. And they'd be like, what now? I'm like, you think my son's going to go to bed with a babysitter? Like, in your dreams, like that, or even finding someone you trust. So would love to kind of hear like, what was the dialogue you were hearing? And then, your daughter's now here, you're in this postpartum season. What were the things that like you got to experience versus the things that you were told?
Pregnancy is like a crazy thing. Obviously, I didn't understand how many people share things with you and just in like the best, and I don't know, but
it's so
you
true.
could be at a grocery store and somebody will just come up to you and be like, oh, you just wait till that baby comes out and it's going to be crazy. You're never going to go on dates again. You're never going to be able to leave the house. Or maybe it's people feel that they can share something with you because maybe they relate to you and see your tummy and want to say something. But I agree with that in a sense, like your whole life changes, but I really, really want to stress that your whole life does not stop. It does not change in a bad way. Like everything in life is so much more beautiful with a baby, and seeing like the world through their eyes. Just becoming a mom makes you level up to the size of your heart is something that you have no idea that it could exist. And I just feel like I need to tell everybody that being a mom is such a beautiful thing, that don't listen to people if they say something negative to you. It could be their truth, but it doesn't have to be yours. I think that like if somebody says you just wait until your baby just makes you not be able to leave the house, or you can't go on a date anymore, or you just wait till they walk and it gets crazier, I see it as you just wait until you see what they experience through their eyes. And that will open your heart to different levels. Like it is the most rewarding thing.
I think it's spot on. I love how you countered it with the negative to the positive of like, oh, just wait how much you can love. Because I think mutually that's something I've experienced is I didn't fully understand unconditional love until you have a kid, where like they could do my thing with Lincoln is my hair is his comfort, and so he'll like play with my hair all day, and he puts his toes in it. Like it is the most like
you never experience toes in
no,
your hair.
Literally exactly. The number one thing I go, Lincoln, what's our number one rule? And he's like, no hair or no toes in your hair, mama. I go, yeah, get your toes out of my hair, which is so funny because you get overstimulated. But then you look at his face and go, "Oh, I just love you." Like,
Yes.
like it's the whole like counter of like, I can be so overstimulated, so frustrated, so all this. But like you said, of like, just wait until your heart fills with so much love for someone, which I think is so powerful and impactful. So I love that you shared that. Even in this journey, like we originally got connected kind of through being a mother and doing other things. And so, when was that season as you were coming in or out of this slow season, or maybe you still are in a slow season? What has that now like also transitioned on continuing to build your family, now building a business, as well as, keeping your own identity as a woman? What has that looked like?
I guess before having Mila, I kind of touched on it. My whole life was just go, go, go. You feel like you're chasing something more and you never celebrate what milestones you were hitting. And I feel like in this day and age, like everybody feels like they have to get more. You're looking at online, seeing everybody's wins, everybody's highlight reels. And as somebody that does content, I think that I can see through that really easily, which is really helpful for me to understand like that's their highlight reel and that looks amazing and I'm so happy for them. But I know that a lot of things happen behind the scenes and that's just a touch on your reality. Once I had Mila, it made everything slow down and it makes you think of what's the most important thing to me in life. Like, what do I want out of my life and what makes me happy, what makes me feel at peace? So I always say like everybody is just chasing the next thing, chasing the dollar, chasing more money, chasing whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, I think that everybody truly is chasing peace. And I think that that is such an important thing to find and to have. And I'm just in the season right now. Of course, I'm very busy with building a business and everything like that. But I just feel like I'm really trying to trust into my intuition, into my gut of what feels right in the moment, what makes me feel fulfilled. And that is just helping somebody else, being a mom, making somebody's life different for the better. When I build my business, I just want to hear people's stories. I just want to share with everybody how you can be a mom and you can own a business and nothing is impossible. So I think it's just so important to do what makes you happy, whether that's building a business, being a mom only, it doesn't even matter. But as long as you're living your truth, you feel fulfilled. I feel like that is the most important thing. So right now in my season, I am crazy. It is a lot, but in the best way. And I feel like just having a business with being a mom is fulfilling to me. So I really like doing both at the same time. Yeah.
No, it's good. Where would you say this like mindset came from? I think it's like it's rare to hear someone like speak so positively, especially in a season of so much change, and love your highlight on, living from peace and like all the things you described are like servanthood and like selflessness and everything. Where did this come from?
I've never really touched on it, but since I had Mila, I think my whole life has changed. I've always had faith, but I was raised Christian, or I was raised Catholic. My husband's Catholic. We both just were in the church forever, but never really understood. And I can't speak for him, but I didn't understand what that really meant. And ever since having my daughter, I don't know what happened, but I just feel it in my heart that I need to be on my faith journey. Like in the car, I play worship music. I sing with Mila. We just connect that way. And I feel like it's so important to have a faith in something and like believe in your path and God's path for you, that when you have a baby, or at least for me, when I had Mila, I just feel like I need to protect her at all costs. And nothing felt as right as just trusting in God and trusting in his path for me. Every single morning, my routine is just going into the car. We throw on worship music. I'm playing it so loud. She has her hands in the air. Like, we are loving it.
So cute.
So cute. But I promise you, like, if you do something like that, it changes your life.
Yeah.
It changes it completely. Like, just filling yourself with gratitude and just changing your mindset changes everything.
Yeah.
And I just love doing that, and I love talking about it. And it kind of reminds me, it's just my faith has always found me. Like, I was on a shoot one time, and I always kind of think of this story. I never share it. There was this girl at the end of the shoot. She came up to me and she was like, God is just telling me I need to pray for you. I need to pray with you. So she gets in my car, and we're sitting in my car, and she's praying with me, just holding my shoulder. And I'm kind of like, what is going on? Like, but I was very open to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess you can do this. Like, we'll do this. It's fine. And she was praying for me. And every single person I meet lately, it's just, I think it's the way that I have my aura, I guess. Like, I meet a lot of people with the same faith as me, a lot of people who believe in the same things as me, and it's just attracting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's funny encountering of like a charismatic Christian of like, hey, can I lay hands?
You're almost like, what?
Oh, no, fully. Because even in part of my story, like, I grew up in church, but it was God, Jesus, Bible. I only liked church because if you memorize Bible verses, you got candy. And I was like a sweet tooth and everything.
You're like,
and
okay.
I was like, great. You're going to give me a king size candy bar if I can memorize 2 lines? Absolutely. Then when I was in high school, in the same week, my parents got divorced, my aunt had a stroke, and my youth leader died. And that's what like sent me on of like, is God real? Is he not? And was a part of like a great church back in Idaho. Went to college, went crazy. Like, I think we talked about this when we hung out one time. Like, crazy as in like, your girl was doing drugs, your girl was sleeping around. Like, it was not a reputable lifestyle. And then God had plans to take me all across the world to get me out of it. But that was the first time then, meaning like I went to Australia and went to a ministry school there. And that was the first time I had met Christians who, one, believed in their faith, but also like walked it out and like believed in miracles and laying of hands. And I can remember the first time too, when someone laid their hand on me, I like stood there, was like, okay. And two, like, I've encountered people who have bad breath when they like do it too. So that it's so like awkward. But it's been so beautiful because I've been so encouraged by God using other people to inspire my faith. And the more I learned about God, grew a relationship with him, and like acted out in the ways that Jesus did through, performing miracles and the prophetic and just believing who he says he is, changed so much of mine. And so it's been really cool. I feel like very similarly of God's path, and people have found me and stuff. There hasn't been this, like, there's definitely been seasons where I've sought out like mentors and people, but even in this season, I know I mentioned it to our friends and stuff last night, but was saying like, yeah, right now I'm in a season of having spiritual parents, and like I have these 2 men that are like fathering me, which seems like a wild concept, but to kind of, tie back to you, it was just like when you choose to lean in and be like, all right, God, here we go, then all these things just happen to happen.
Yeah.
It's like, is this a coincidence or is this God? And so I think what you shared is just like so encouraging of even coming into that season of like, yeah, I didn't really know. As an adult, I'm trying to figure it out. As a mom, I'm trying to figure out. I just know a lot of people are going to be impacted by that because I feel like that's so, one, relatable, but what people desire. And so if you guys are listening, next time you hop in the car, throw on some worship. What's your go-to song right now?
Gratitude by Brandon Lake.
Oh, it's so good.
He is amazing.
No, it's so good. I'm really curious, like, as kind of all of this journey of motherhood, how has like your belief about yourself and about women changed?
So I feel like before you get into motherhood, everybody's kind of talking about how you are a mom and that's it. And you better be ready to just put everything aside, just hone in on being a mom and that's it. But I know a lot of people are entrepreneurs at the same time as being a mom. I just never really heard the stories as much. But I cannot stress enough that my whole entire view of it has changed as I've had my daughter and I'm building a business. You're never going to feel like it's the right time. You're never going to feel like you're ready. But I fully trust that you just have to do it and you have to trust on the timing. And so if that story to you means that you want to build a business being a mom, you should definitely go for it. I feel like it's so important to not lose yourself in being a mom. If you're doing what makes you feel fulfilled as you're a mom, you will be 100 times a better mom.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important to share with everybody. It's opening different avenues in my brain that I never knew existed, and anything is possible. So when I have my daughter, everything stops. Like, I honestly try to have a lot of time with her. And then when I'm working on my business, I try to really hone in on that and just really focus. And I don't know if you felt this way, but I just feel like, what did we do with the time?
Dude,
what did we do with the time in the day?
Literally.
I have no idea what I even did with that time.
No, I think about that all the time.
I can't stress that enough.
When I was like, why was I ever tired? That was like number one question is like, no, you were not tired. First, what did we do with all of, like.
It's crazy.
Outside, okay, let's say you worked an 8-hour job. How much more time? You have another life after your job ended. What did we do? Like, I can't actually remember.
I have no recollection. I have no idea what happened until now. I mean, I'm like, go, like, wake up, work out, eat, bring Mila here, work, this, that. And then you're putting her to bed. And then all of a sudden you're working a little more, going to bed. I have no idea what happened before I had a kid.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did I not do more? Is like the question of like, I think about these things. With like being married, how do you guys tag team so that you guys can fulfill each part of your desires? Because I think when you said, hey, if your heart is going to be overflowed with starting a business or having a hobby and all of that, I think a lot of things that moms always are like, well, I don't have resources, I don't have time, or how do you do it? And want to kind of just we understand every household is different, but would love to hear inside your household, whether it's you guys have a gym that has a daycare, do you guys have parents near? Like, how do you guys navigate being able to do all this?
My husband, he has always really been supportive of my dreams, and he also is like an entrepreneur spirit. So we both knew that we both wanted to continue our careers, whether that meant he works more than me or I build Rich Wife and everything like that. It really worked for us where I found a gym with a daycare. And that in itself is like life-changing.
It actually is.
So the gym is my safe space. I feel like that's the time in the day where I can just let go of everything and listen to music, get really strong, and just clear my head. And that's like a non-negotiable. So she loves it there, and that's really worked out for us. We found somebody that helps with her if I have to work like a 3-hour chunk in the day. We just tag team it really well. Like, he'll watch her if I have to do something, vice versa. But I just have made it work. And then we're fulfilling orders too at the same time. So when she goes to bed, it's like our date night, fulfilling them in the garage and stuff like that. But thankfully, my daughter's a really good sleeper. So we've been able to get a lot of stuff done.
That's so good.
So I think it's just very important to have a really supportive partner to believe in you and believe in your dreams, that anything is possible. And that's just kind of how it's worked for us. And I've always had the mindset that anything is possible.
Yeah.
So
have you gone through any types of trials that have come against that, or what? I think like it's so powerful. And I even said this at the beginning of like, you walk in so much ease and so much peace and so much kindness, and you like live from this place of gratitude. Do you feel like that gratitude was like a trained, I don't want to say behavior, but like a trained mindset? Was there anything that was hard that you had to like overcome that gratitude taught you? Or was someone like a mentor or figure that like inspired you to live from gratitude?
I haven't always lived with gratitude, just leading with it. But I think, again, that the timing is everything. So after I had Mila, I actually went through a miscarriage. And so
sorry.
I appreciate you sharing as well, because it's very hard to talk about, and it's really, I guess it makes me feel comfortable that like a lot of people are sharing it now. And I love like connecting on something like that because nobody's alone.
Yeah.
So I went through that, and right before I had my miscarriage, it was just go, go, go nonstop. I just didn't take a breath. And I think that forced me to slow down completely and to be like, what do I really want in life? Like, I have my daughter. She was really young. I had this miscarriage, and it really made me think like, what is most important to me? Like, what do I need to focus on? What makes me feel good inside, and like trust that that's the right path. After that happened to me, I focused on like what's making me happy right now. It's not really my consulting stuff because I feel like I'm building everybody else's brand, but I really want something that changes people's lives, like builds a whole entire movement, something like that. So that's where my company was born. And I really wanted to focus on that because I feel like I met so many cool people just wearing it out and about. And then I'm thinking like, do I really want another child right now? Because am I really focusing on my daughter? And am I giving everything that I can give to her and being a really good mom? And the answer was I just need to slow down, and I need to really focus on being her mom and focus on building my career because that's what makes me happy in my marriage and everything. So the timing is kind of crazy in life. It makes you really feel grateful for what you have and feel excited for what's to come.
So beautiful.
So, yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is like you mentioned, it's not a topic that is shared about enough or in a space like it's a very deep grief that people don't know how to receive or to hold. Or for me, at least, it wasn't until I went through it that I knew the pain
Right.
and stuff. And I think that's like so relatable and kind of what you're sharing of like, it's just a pain you just don't know until you're experiencing it. So it's really beautiful. And I love that it spurred then gratitude out of you and then how you live your day-to-day life. Before we kind of cap everything off, could you give us something sweet to end this off with? Whether words of encouragement, whether it's your favorite lip combo, whether it's where you grab your sweet treat if you're going for something special.
Ooh, words of encouragement. I mean, if you take away one thing from this podcast, I feel like it's so important to chase your dreams in every stage of your life. If there's like a mom out there that really feels like they need to start something for themselves or build a business or be a mom, everything is possible at any point of your life. The only thing that's stopping you is you. So I believe in you. I feel like you are meant to do what you want to do, and you have to do it. And do not stop. If you want to build something, build it. Everybody will be there supporting you. That's the right people. You'll find the right people. You'll be genuine. And if you live your truth, the right things will find you.
Amen, dude. So good. I said this at the last one, but like literally mic drop. That was such a great way to end it. I know you asked, I'm going to make you do this anyway. Can you plug all of your stuff? Plug your socials, plug Rich Wife. Where can people find you? I know they're all going to be obsessed with you and they're like, how do I find this chick? What is she doing? I want to wear her clothes and everything. So plug personal and business.
So my Instagram is Kaylyn Noonan, and the business that I have is Rich Wife. It's super catchy name, but I feel like it forces you to meet people, and people ask what it is. It's just at Rich Wife on Instagram, and I've met the coolest people wearing it. Everybody's like, what is that? What does that mean? And the whole point behind it is just redefining the word rich. So I think in my life, my whole entire thing was just chasing money and chasing the next thing. And after having Mila, my husband and I just decided that that is not what's important to us. Chasing peace and chasing richness and family experiences, faith, everything that really matters is the whole point in life. Yeah. So I feel like it's my duty to get that mission out to everybody, to meet everybody who resonate with that. And I just really love the journey that it's bringing me on. So
And
yeah.
it's the coolest. You guys will go find it and you'll be obsessed with it. She's wearing the sweatshirt now, but I have a couple of the hats. I have the sweatshirt. It is one of the best conversation starters. Like she said, people will be like, oh, so you're a rich wife. And I go, you want to make me one? And everything, but it is amazing. I'm so proud of you. It was such a joy to hear your
you.
story. And guys, tune back in for the next episode.